So I don't know who this message is for, but whoever you are already in your Queen of Pentacles energy, okay? You have done the spiritual work necessary to become the person that you have become. You know, you've gone through the trials and tribulations. You have a very close connection to the divine. I can see here with the Hierophant card, you know, you've really done the spiritual work necessary to get you into your Queen of Pentacles energy. This tells me that you are financially stable, if not really successful. You know, you're comfortable, you're confident in yourself. Whatever you do, you're doing what you love, even if there might be a higher calling for you, even if you don't know what it is yet. But you know, you do love what you do, and even if you don't realize it, it is connected to you spiritually in one way or another. I can give you an example. You know, some people think that teaching, oh, it's just a teaching job, but there could be a very close spiritual connection to that you're not seeing, because you might be seeking a higher calling, or think that you need to teach spiritual classes or yoga or whatever it is to be called spiritual, which may not be the point. You know, even though you might just be teaching language or mathematics or whatever it may be, you might be getting through to those kids, or if it's adults, I don't know, on a higher level, you know, on a deeper level, should I say, even that you don't know it and they don't know it. It's very subconscious. That is the spiritual realm, right? It's all happening at the fifth dimensional level. We don't see it, we don't feel it, we don't really know that it's happening and what is happening there. And yet we do seek, you know, higher counsel and to be more spiritual every day, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as you become more spiritual, you'll be able to take a step back and realize that things aren't always what they seem. There's usually much more to it, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, you and another person, that soul connection, soul tie. Anyway, speaking about soul connections, I do see here that there is this Knight of Cups energy. Whether you know this person or you haven't even met them yet, they are already in your energy. And I can see that they are also seeking higher counsel. But of course, remember, they need to go from that King of Cups, and they also need to become the King of Pentacles, or King of Cups energy. They are very romantic. You know, this is your person. Like I say, whether you've met them and you know who it is, if you've met them, you know who they are. They might not know who you are, because again, they're still in that night energy, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it, but they're still immature in a spiritual sense. They're still growing, right? And you need to give them that space to grow. You can't force the relationship, because you're going to ruin it. You can't force them to awaken, or to, you know, to discover their true calling in life, and figure out who you are. Only they can do that for themselves. You can be around them, you can encourage them, you can tell it to their face. They won't believe you or understand what you're saying. It will just go right over their heads, because they're not ready for that yet. Okay, so I'm just telling you this so that you know to give it the space that it needs, whether you want to hold space for that person and wait for them, or whether you want to date other people. There's no right or wrong way to do anything, really. It's just every action does have a reaction, so be prepared for the consequences should things go the wrong way, or they want to be with you at the time that you are with another soulmate and you have children with them or whatever. Now you've kind of missed that opportunity. And it's not to say it's missed, it's just to say in another lifetime, because this really is your person. And yes, you can have more than one, but you really only have one today, what they call a twin flame. And no, you're not meant to be with this person in this lifetime. That's not what it's about. I mean, you meet this person at the right moment, whether it only lasts a week or a month, or that's generally the case anyway. It lasts about a month, and then, you know, you just go your own ways, and one of you ends up shattered. Usually it's the feminine. And that's because you needed to learn that lesson. You know, that is where you have the ego death. Something needed to be learned there, something that you needed to, if you're learning that, great. If you've learned it, great. And I know it can be very traumatizing, but once you come out on the other side, you realize what it was all for. You know, that there could be physical suffering involved, mental anguish, it could be spiritual attacks, and it's all you doing it to yourself. Ultimately, these are tests from the universe. And I mean, what is God or the universe? It is you. It is your higher self. You are that which exists in all things. Okay. It's not separate from you. You are not separate from it. That's what I don't like about religion. There's a lot of great messages in the Bible or whatever, Buddhism and all that. But at the end of the day, it is just a religion. It's diverting you from the actual true message, which is to discover that you are that. It's divine oneness, right? Universal laws. That's the way to go. The law number one is the law of divine oneness. It is all connected. We are all connected. We are connected to everything. So I'm getting off topic here. You do have this person, whether they're in your life or in your energy. I think you can possibly sense them. If you don't, believe me, they are there. And you will connect when the time is right. It's not to say when they are ready or when you are ready. It's a magnetism thing. It happens when both of you are ready. So they say that the feminine ends up chasing the masculine and the masculine runs away, right? And that probably is what happened in your case. It's not to say that they don't love you. It's that they are unable to love you because they're unable to meet themselves at that level. So when you're both ready, and you know you suffer from the same problem, you can try and deny it. When you're both ready, you will just attract each other like two moths to a flame. And that's why they call them twin flames, okay? Anyway, I do see here that you've been through some kind of conflict or disagreement, whether it was something at work with there was competition involved, or someone tricked you or cheated you on something, an abusive relationship, whatever it may be. You know what it is for you. I see you've had to walk away from these people, and it might have been hard for you. I think you kind of went into a bit of a hermit mode, and that's where you've come out as this now Queen of Pentacles. All right, you've done the soul searching and introspection needed to get you to this point. You've had those awakenings, because you don't just have one spiritual awakening and now I'm enlightened. No, you're enlightened when you die, or if not, you get to come back and try and do even more work. Okay. But it's enlightening, it's awakening. That's why you'll never be awakened. It's just there's different levels to it, I suppose, if you want to look at it from that aspect. And you've been through a bit of an ego death, I think, and people see the death card as this negative thing, and I'm gonna die. Generally, that's not what it's about. Okay, but it has transformed you in a big way. You've gone through a huge metamorphosis. Just looking at some of the cards I've pulled here, I do see that you're moving in the right direction with a Chariot. It's forward action. You've got the willpower. You're moving in the right direction, like I said. And all I can tell you is keep going. Keep focusing on you. You know that other energy is there. You've felt them, or you've met them, and you know that this is your person. Deep down inside, you just know, like you know. Nobody can understand if you tell them the story. So you've given up telling people your story, and it's not for anyone to understand. This is your journey, and those who are ready will meet their twin flames. And if you continue to do the spiritual work needed and reach that level of spiritual maturity, if you want to call it that, your counterpart will automatically meet you there. How? That is how the laws of the universe work. It's yin yang, it's yin and yang, whatever you want to call it, yin yang. It's not light and dark, it's not good and bad, it's not black and white. It is purely light and shadow. Okay, and when these two energies meet at the middle, they just automatically, it's like two magnets, they just attract. And that is what we are. We are pure magnetic energy, guys. You're not electricity. right? We do have lightning and thunder in that form, and that is of the mind, sure, but your body, your action, your emotion, it's all based on magnetism. That is the electricity of nature, right? Because we can even use magnetic power for free energy. We know we have that technology already, we just don't use it. Thank you, Shell, and whoever else. I don't know if I could say their name. These petrol companies, you know. But yeah, that's what you are. You are pure magnetic energy. And once you realize that there are only 3 ways that a magnet can work, right? What is it? It's chase, it's repel, and it's attract. Okay, the law of attraction, because you can only attract that to you when you are ready to meet yourself at that level. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. Okay, that is how it works. It's the law of attraction. Go and study the universal laws, guys. Once you can understand these, you will know how life should be lived in this lifetime and how to apply certain aspects and rules of nature to your life. And it just makes life easier. It's not to say that's how you should live. It just makes life a lot easier because you're living in your highest vibration. It's natural, it flows, it just comes to you. You don't have to chase it anymore, right? You're either chasing, or you're repelling, or you're attracting. Not only people, it can be money, it can be material goods, it can be health, it can be friends, it can be all of it, right? Because generally when you chase, what do you get? You end up with the wrong stuff, bad friends, cheating partners, whatever, you know, just something that doesn't work. And when you repel, then you can't attract it to you. You're pushing it away and you're running in the opposite direction and you don't even realize it. But when you attract, you don't have to go there to fetch it. It feels like it comes to you, but you're meeting each other halfway, in the middle. That's balance. Let's deem it perfection. There's no such thing as perfection, but that's as close as we're going to get, okay? So, yeah, you know, and then you will be with your counterpart, all right? I've got here the 10 of Cups, okay? It is everything. It's divine love. It's the happy families card. It is everything. It is completion. That is what 10 means, okay? Fulfillment. Your dreams come true, okay? You will have everything you've ever dreamed of. If you want children, you will have healthy, happy children. A boy and a girl, or 10 children, or whatever it is. You will have that which you seek. It's coming to you. But you do have to continue doing the work. Don't stop. Just because you've been doing the work doesn't mean you're done. You're never done, okay? You're done when your significant other finds their way back to you. Then you can say, I'm done. And even then you're not done, because then you do it together. You continue growing together. You keep working. But it doesn't feel like work anymore. It's just a natural flow of things. It's like water running down a mountain. Any stumbling block, any boulder in your path, you just around it, over it, whatever, with ease. Doesn't that sound amazing? And yeah, it seems that you've got a journey to go on. Okay, we've got the 3 of Wands here. I think you either are preparing or soon will be preparing for an overseas opportunity, or if not, an expansion in your business, something big, something drastic change is coming towards you, okay? But you do have the foresight for this, so you don't have to panic. I know you're probably feeling a bit stressed out about it, or a little bit anxious. Don't, you know, get excited. What is the opposite emotion of that? It's excitement rather than anxiety, you know. So get excited about it. These emotions are very similar. They are so completely opposite that they look almost the same. Polar opposites, right? That's also part of the universal laws, by the way. Okay. Alright, I think that's fine. I don't know if there's anything else. I can maybe pull a few more cards for you here. Let's do that. What do we have here for our contact today? All right, I see here celebration. We have friendship, the friendship card, 3 of Cups. Yeah, collaboration, creativity, friendship, community. That might be this step in the forward direction. Meeting new people, the right people this time. You know, I think you've probably, like I said, you've had to cut all those people out of your life, and you haven't lost anything, but you're about to gain so much more. Because once you show the universe that you are open to receive, the universe will shower you. But when you stand with your hands closed, these are my friends, this is my job, this is my money, this is my girlfriend, you can't allow the right things, the new things. But when you accept that this might not be right for me and you let it go, because you are no longer living out of fear, but rather living out of from faith, you know, faith in the universe, and from a place of gratitude. Maybe that's what you still need to learn. I feel like somebody needs to hear that. You need to learn to be more grateful for what you already have. And that doesn't mean every day getting up and saying a prayer, thank you, Lord, and I'm so grateful. It means truly expressing that emotion. And the only way you can express that truly is by truly feeling it. And the only way to do that is by being honest with yourself. You know, truly think about what it is that you do have rather than what it is that you don't, and be thankful for that. Don't compare yourself to other people. That's the biggest mistake. Competing with other people is like running in a, you know, in the, what I want to say, Paralympics. You can't compete on different levels or from different levels. We have recognition here, the 6 of Wands. You know, I see so much positivity in your future, from the 10 of Cups to these 2 cards, 3 of Cups and 6 of Wands. I mean, you're going to have crowds of people following you. You probably don't believe me now, but trust me, there's something big happening for you. There's a much higher calling that you either don't see or you've thought about, but you think, I'm not good enough. Keep working at it. Here's Temperance. It's all about balance. Keep finding the balance in your life. Just don't stress too much about money and the job that you have. If you don't feel that is your highest vibration or highest, you know, frequency, your highest calling, because you will know when it is. You might love what you do, or I'm passionate about my job, but at the end of the day, it's still just a job, right? The moment you don't call it a job anymore, that's when you're living in your highest vibration. Whether you're charging people or it's your business, you won't look at it that way. You will just be doing what you love, right? This is who I am. This is what I do. I don't ask for money. It just comes to me naturally. Again, you're attracting. You're no longer working for the man or working for money. Money is now working for you. Yeah, look at this, 2 of Cups. Wow. So you are going to have that. I told you this is your twin flame. 2 of Cups is the twin flame card. I told you this person is your twin flame. So yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. You've got it lined up for you, man. I wish this was my hand. It probably is, because you are my collective. That's really how it works. I've attracted you based on who I am. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. These rules, these laws apply to me as well, guys. So I just want to say, I really hope you enjoyed my first reading. This was my first, you know, here on YouTube, and I hope there's going to be many more, and I know I'm going to see you all again soon. So have a good one and catch you later.